waking up in Bengaluru with a stuffy nose or sneezing fits, the culprit may not be the pollution or maybe pollen. It could be hiding in your bed, dust mites, microscopic creatures that thrive in mattresses and pillows, and they are the ones who are apparently triggering allergy symptoms for thousands across India's allergy capital. Multiple studies have taken place, and it's the beds in Bengaluru which host the highest concentration of dust mite allergy. Especially around 80% of indoor allergy cases in the city are because of these invisible pests. What do you do with bedding and upholstery? There will be that. Mites feed on human skin flakes and their waste becomes airborne, and they say that it's a problem there. People start sneezing, wheezing, there is nasal congestion, even asthma. Now the thing is, it's also because of Bengaluru's fantastic climate, yes, but there is high humidity, often above 75%, and that creates a perfect breeding condition for mites. For instance, in Rajasthan, it's too hot. In Delhi, where I live, it's too cold, and these mites really cannot exist. Let's understand and let's try and figure out what the solution is. Dr. Soumya Nagarajan, allergist and immunologist, Sanjeevani Specialist Clinic and Motherhood Hospitals, Bengaluru. Thank you so much, Dr. Nagarajan, for joining us. What is the way out, Dr. Nagarajan? You know, let me tell you, it's a personal story, but I will face it. We had to sell off a plot of land because my husband had breathing or respiratory problems in Bengaluru. So what is the way out? I mean, how do you contend with this? They say clean your beds. What about thousands of people who don't have the time or the wherewithal to do it, Dr. Nagarajan?
Thank you so much for having me on air. And I think it's a very good initiative to spread awareness. So, as you rightly said, I have patients who say that as soon as we go out of Bangalore, my symptoms are better. Even when I land in Delhi, the symptoms are not that bad, even if I'm exposed to that amount of pollution. But as soon as I land in Bangalore, I start sneezing and I start coughing. So, and especially it is more in the night time and in the early morning, and that affects the quality of life of these patients because they're not able to sleep, and the next day they're not able to go to school or go back to work. So dust mites, I think, are a very underestimated issue in our patients, and they are, as you rightly said, they are tiny microscopic organisms which are universal. And why is it affecting patients in Bangalore? I think it is mainly the temperature conditions which are very conducive for the dust mites to thrive here, because the humidity is so ambient for them, because more than 60 to 75% of humidity is needed, and they thrive in these patients. And whenever we talk about dust mites, patients actually think it is dust allergy, and they say that my house is so spick and span, and we take good care, there is not a speck of dust, everything. So dust mites are definitely different than dust, and because we cannot see them, we cannot quantify them. And
Dr.
in children,
Nagarajan, it's fine if you're indoors, if you sleep on a bed, then dust mites, or if you're sitting and if you have a carpet at home, I can understand. But why does it happen in open spaces, Dr. Nagarajan? Like you get out of the airport, you start sneezing. Is it because of the cab that I'm taking, the seats of that has dust mite? Then there is no escape. Then I have to wear mask 24/7, 12 months.
so it's not only the dust mites. Also, we would have seasonal pollen allergies, because in Bangalore we have a lot of green cover, and not only the pollination, because of the diesel smoke, the pollens are retained in the atmosphere for a very long time. So it may not be dust mites alone, along with the compoundation of the pollen allergies as well.
So what is the way out, Dr. Nagarajan? I mean, you can't use nebulizers, you can't, why should you? I mean, nebulizer is also a form of medicine, you know, you're taking it. What is the way out? What about that poor man who's riding an auto rickshaw? He cannot possibly clean his bed every day. Even you and I, we are working women. I mean, if this is not possible at all, pollen could be one
Definitely.
reason, but this study says more than pollen, it is dust mites. So what is the
Definitely.
best way to do it? I mean, have no furniture in the house, sleep on the floor, on a mat?
We go back to our roots.
Traditional, no, Soumya? like our grandparents
Yes.
used to do. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. So,
Huh.
as it may be traditional living practices or traditional food habits, I think as we have moved away from our traditional lifestyle practices, we are becoming more westernized. We spend more of time indoors, and we have more of upholstery, and I think less of physical activity. I think as much as minimal furniture we can do, and as much as we can try to declutter our surroundings and healthy eating habits. So that definitely helps. And remove soft toys and duvet, rasai comforters. Go back to cotton-based bed sheets or blankets, which can be easily maintained and
But do
easily
pets
washed.
also increase, like keeping cats? I mean, on top of dust mites, if I have 3 cats in the house, do you think, which are whom I love, but then do you think that also creates a bit of a problem, Soumya?
So in fact, if somebody doesn't have allergies, early exposure to pets actually shows that it is a way of building immunity or tolerance against development of allergic diseases. But if somebody is already having the symptoms around pets, then it may not be a good idea. So if I have patients who have strong family history of allergies and still not having any issues around pets, I actually encourage them to be exposed to pets early on
So,
in life.
yeah, Dr. Soumya, I also want to ask you that when patients come to you and it's because of dust mites and pollen, you give them medicines. Does one have to take these medicines lifelong, Dr. Soumya? Or one can,
So,
how does one get rid of them?
yeah, so a very good question. So, as much as we like to give medicines to get this disease under control, we also want to reduce their dependency on medicine also. We have something called allergen immunotherapy, basically to try to build tolerance to what one is allergic to. It's kind of an allergy vaccine, very safe, and it brings down the dependency on the medications, and the quality of life for the patients definitely improves. So I think this is one way I would definitely recommend somebody who has symptoms on the severe spectrum and needs to take medications on a regular basis or seasonal variability. So I think allergen immunotherapy is one such modality we would definitely recommend for patients who are having allergies and their symptoms are more during around these seasons.
On that note, Dr. Soumya Nagarajan, allergist and immunologist, Sanjeevani Specialist Clinic and Motherhood Hospitals, Bengaluru, thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast. I'm sure this helped because a lot of people complain of allergies who live in Bangalore or who travel to Bengaluru. So dust mites and pollen, just get rid of most of the upholstery in your house and keep your bedding clean. And on that note, it's a wrap for the South Indian. Thank you so much for watching.